I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my piece, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use drafting tape to create a border. This is going to guarantee that I have a nice clean border. It's going to make my piece look a lot more professional, a lot nicer once it's finished. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of drafting tape all around it. And this tape is about 1/2 inch wide. So that's going to leave me with a 1/2 inch border all around. Okay, so now my paper is ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and transfer my design onto this final paper. In this case, I'm using poster board. So let's go ahead and start drawing. And again, this was just a sketch. It's not necessarily set in stone. I'm still gonna probably modify it a little bit, but it's just so I can have an idea more or less what I want to do. And remember, we are creating a story. This piece is inspired by Jacob Lawrence, and Jacob Lawrence was known as the storyteller. So what I want you guys to do is to be able to tell me your own story. You can tell me a story about yourself or somebody that you know, a family member, or somebody that's close to you somehow. All right, it doesn't have to be necessarily about yourselves. You can write about something. You can do your story about somebody else. What's important is for you to be able to relate. In this case, I am doing a self-portrait. I am drawing myself, drawing on the board. This is part of my story. This is part of what I do every single day. I get to school early. I work on my art journal prompt. And that's why I feel that this is the story that I want to tell, at least in this particular piece. All right. And again, my sketch that I did earlier, it was just a little reference for me to get an idea. I'm trying to use very basic, very simple flat shapes. Again, inspired by Jacob Lawrence. That was his style. If you remember, his style is known as dynamic cubism. Very flat shapes, thick outlines. And another thing is that his palette, his color palette in his paintings tended to be very limited. A lot of times he used only 3, maybe 4 colors. All right, so here I am. Again, very, very minimalistic, very flat shapes. And now I'm gonna draw part of the board right there. And then I'm gonna draw a simple shape, a figure right there. Kind of looks, to me, I see it as a bear. Again, very, very minimalistic, very little detail, because that is the style of the artist that I was inspired to create this piece. All right, so this is about all the detail I'm going to add to my piece, and now it's ready for me to start painting it.